Your kid's favorite toys are about to get more expensive. It's favorite written in the British manner. Interesting. So this must be overseas.
No, I'm sorry. It's my spell checker. My spell checker puts everything in British.
Okay. What could comfort investors is bad news for kids and parents who, each birthday or holiday season, scour the shelves for the season's hottest playthings. Amid a weaker than expected earnings report and risk to further losses over stopped shipments to Russia, toy giant Hasbro is planning to raise prices on its toys and games. Oh, that was a mouthful. All right. Okay, here's the big things. These are subheadings. Sales are good, but costs are increasing. On April 18th, the Rhode Island-based toy giant reported adjusted profits of 57 cents per share, down 43% from 2021 and 4 cents below the street's consensus forecast of 61 cents. As revenue grew 4% year over year to just under $1.2 billion, the lower profits can be attributed to a number of problems faced by more than one industry this quarter. Rising costs of plastic and other supplies needed to make toys like Mr. Potato Head and My Little Pony, supply chain disruption due to rocky emergence from a pandemic, and the company's attempts to avoid running out of stock by over-ordering products. After Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th, the toy maker was one of the many companies that reacted by pulling its products out of Russia. While not enough time has passed for this to reflect in earnings, the company expects to lose around $100 million from its loss of the Russian buyer. Mr. Potato Head, Magic the Gathering, and Monopoly will all get more expensive. You listening to this?
I am, yeah.
Between those factors, the company announced that it would be raising prices on toys and games across the board, but did not provide details of specific numbers or percentages. In order to mitigate significantly higher input costs, we expect to implement price increase mid-year, CFO Deb Thomas told analysts during the April 19th earnings calls. Amid the announcement, company stocks rose by 3.1% to 86.16 on the morning of April 19th, and we're still up 23% a day later. While pushback on the side of the consumer usually takes place after it can be felt at the store and on one's wallet, some dedicated fans of popular games like Monopoly and Magic the Gathering immediately took to Twitter to post their discontent. Hey Hasbro, user Nomadix wrote on his account. Lifelong Marvel fan here. Your new prices are mental. I'm out. Toys like Spider-Man No Way Home and games like Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons were singled out by Hasbro for driving strong sales last quarter. How long until people protest? Interject at any point, Troy, if you want. Okay.
Well, no, I mean,
I keep reading. Okay, I'm just
Go
saying.
ahead.
Raising prices of everyday items is certainly not something unique to Hasbro. Amid record inflation in general, average toy prices rose by as much as 15% between 2019 and 2021. Hasbro and rival toy maker Mattel have already increased their prices in the run-up to last holiday season. This is due to higher product costs associated with our tabletop business, both in card stock and printing, increased freight costs, and ongoing head count and product development investments to support the growing business both near and long term, Thomas said.
All right, I do have to interject.
Go ahead.
Because you've brought up, or this article, I should say, it's not your fault. This article has brought up the rising costs a couple times, okay? And look, we all say, you know, history repeats itself. Of course, Mark Twain famously said it doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And I've always said, if you want to predict the future, learn the past. Okay. Take it from another geezer. Okay. I remember the 70s when Jimmy Carter, in his infinite friggin' wisdom, who, oh, by the way, Jimmy Carter, who was good friends with Biden. Biden was a part of that administration, right?
Oh, that's right.
So keep in mind that this is just Carter 2.0 here, okay? Gas prices went through the roof, and he set up embargoes against foreign countries that sold oil, and we didn't have, and the gas prices just shot up like crazy, and you had gas rationing, and you had cars lined up down the street trying to fill up their tanks, right? And when the gas prices to heat your homes went up, he told people to put on sweaters.
Okay? Yeah, I heard about that.
We called that the malaise, right? And it's also why, you know, he didn't win a second term, and that's why Reagan won by such a frickin' landslide. Watch for that to happen again. I don't know who's going to be running on the Republican ticket, you know, but yeah, whoever it is, they could run a ham sandwich and they're going to beat Biden. But they're doing it all over again. They shit all over gas, and look, gasoline, petroleum products. I don't care what your environmental opinion is. It is the primary source of energy in this country. Okay, it is the spice that must flow for our country to work, and if it doesn't, the price of everything goes up, because you can't move the trucks, you can't move the trains, you can't heat the house, you can't power the distribution centers, you can't make the plastics. Okay, where do you think plastic comes from? A plastic tree? No, it is a petroleum product. You need oil to make plastic. So the cost of plastic goes up, the cost of your action figures goes up, okay? You cut off your nose to spite your face and say, we're not going to send to a whole country that is $100 million of our annual earnings. Well, guess what? Now you're not going to make $100 million. In order to make that up, you're going to try and get it from the rest of us. And these toys, nobody needs toys to live. It's one of the first luxuries that go. Parents go, sorry, can't afford to buy you that new Spider-Man action figure. Keep playing with the old ones, or use your imagination. Go outside and play and pretend to be Spider-Man. That's what happened in the 70s, and you see it happening now. Back in the 70s, we went from G.I. Joe 12-inch to 9-inch to 6-inch to 3 3/4 inch to save on plastic. So maybe watch for them to start dropping the Black Series Star Wars figures and start focusing more on the vintage collection. But we'll get to that in a second, because that's a whole other freaking cesspool of wax, or mixing my metaphors.
Listen, well, if only people would get those electric cars. Do you know what's actually funny about that? Remember they asked the big electric car guy what we should do, and he's saying we still need you still need more domestic oil. So, he's like, what are you doing?
You got a dumbass in the White House who says, yeah, well, we want to get you completely off of gas. So start buying Teslas. And it's like, hey, dumbass, you know, where do you think the cobalt in those batteries come from? Well, they come from Ukraine and they come from Russia.
Well,
so, so there's a problem there. And how do they get it? They got to mine it with these giant ass freaking tractors and trucks. You don't think those are friggin' carbon neutral? Okay. And then how do you get them to the United States? You get them here on boats that are run by diesel engines. You think those are carbon neutral? Then you got to get them to the distribution centers. And then, okay, great. Now I've got all these batteries for my Teslas. And we've already spent all this gasoline trying to get them here. So now let's put them in your cars. How do you charge them up? Oh, well, you charge them up with electricity. Where does the electricity come from? From coal and oil burning plants. Dumbass.
Quiet you. Anyway, let me finish the article, please. This is important stuff here. Listen, Junior is going to have to do with that.
No G.I. Joe, no Kung Fu grip. Yeah, exactly.
No, Junior has to deal without G.I. Joe this Christmas. That's okay. We'll give you a GI Joe mask to wear to school.
Exactly.
Anyway, okay. While Hasbro has been seeing some pushback over rising toy costs from parents online, the increases have yet to supply issues only accelerate demand for popular toys. The global toy market is expected to grow by about 2.5% a year. Okay. So, when viewed within the context of prior price action, this is a continuation pattern rather than a reversal pattern. Ed Ponce wrote for the Streets Real Money at the start of the year. This means the price should continue in the direction of its prior trend, which is bullish. And I'm sure some people are thinking it is bullshit. Okay. What do you think, huh? Now you are a connoisseur of these action figures.
What I want to do first is I first want to respond to David Pensek. Yes, Ren and Stimpy. He is referring to what rolls downstairs, a loner in pairs, rolls over your neighbor's dog. It fits on your back and great for a snack. It's log, log, log. It's log, it's log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, it's log. It's better than bad, it's good. Everyone wants a log. Come in and get your log. Log from Blammo. So yeah. I love action figures. I love I buy these plastic things, but look, I am a grown-ass man who makes my money. I don't smoke. I don't drink as much as you guys might think I do. And I don't golf. I don't do a lot of things that cost money. I buy toys. Okay, that's my thing. And but I'll tell you something else. If the prices go high enough, screw it. I'll stop. I don't need them. I really do have everything I need as far as my desire for toys. I can live without the wants. Okay. Hell, at this point, I'm starting to make custom action figures because they're not putting out some of the stuff that I want. You know, I'm starting to make play sets and dioramas because they're not making what I want. Yes. We have a perfect storm that's destroying our economy. And what's the first thing to go? If you have a choice between paying your rent, paying your utilities, buying food, and buying luxury items, the luxury items go. Hollywood should be very concerned right now. They're on a knife's edge as it is. And people will stop going to see movies if they don't have the money to do it. And the toy companies, they're right behind them.